All right, good morning, everyone. All right, good morning. Okay, let's get started. So, firstly, today I'll start with the quick review of what economic news is coming out. So, for today, Wednesday the 20, Tuesday, March the 21st, Tuesday, we've got existing home sales at 10 o'clock Eastern. Treasury Secretary Yellen will be speaking as well. And this is important because Treasury Secretary Yellen, of course, used to be the FOMC, Federal Reserve Chairperson. So her comments, of course, are always important. Also, she's the Treasury Secretary now, so very important person. And we'll see what she has to say. Now, mostly she's going to be talking probably about the banking sector. Recently, her comments have been pretty clear that the government is not going to guarantee any deposits above the FDIC insurance threshold unless they decide that the bank is systemically risk, as a systemic risk to the economy. And of course, the people who decide that will be the Treasury Secretary, et cetera. And of course, politics will play into this, which is what everyone knows. So, in short, um, any deposits at smaller banks uh, that are not insured are tough luck. So basically, best bet. Basically, they set things up where money will flow like logically into bigger banks because they're so big that if they fail, it'll cause a systemic problem. So basically, incentivizes certain banks to get bigger, and basically eliminates the competition that's smaller. So that's what's going on. Whether it's deliberate or not doesn't matter. The point is, that's the direction things are going. So this will be an important speech or discussion from her. We'll see what she has to say. Existing home sales, of course, also important. But tomorrow we got bigger news, but we'll go over that tomorrow. All right. Now let's look at stocks that have been moving yesterday. So we had LFCR, excuse me, misspelled it. Well, this one was a good mover, so let's take a look. Sorry, didn't realize this is. Oh, actually, it was supposed to be that. Never mind. Thought I had something on screen that was in your way. Okay, so LFCR was the symbol, and this is it yesterday. Clearly, very nice move up. This is on a 1 minute chart, but regardless of what time frame I look at, this is a very clean move. So leaving it on the 1 minute chart for now, so you can see a clear, nice move up, pretty consistent. So for those who took advantage of that, fantastic, right? Very good mover. That was identified by one of you who caught that as it was starting to break out. So good job. Next up, we've got INM. Now, INM was not as great of a mover up. First, it was slumping, going down, but then turned around and basically moved here from about $1.29 up to a high of about 168. Not a huge move. Percentage-wise, it is. Dollar-wise, not a huge move, but enough that there was something to exploit there if you were in it. Okay, next we have CNTB, which had a great move early in the session, and then after that, basically fell apart. But Movement here at the beginning of the session took you from about $1.28 all the way up to about $1.58. We did identify this pre-market, so that was a pretty nice move. That was exploitable right at market open. Next up is Baidu. Good mover. So here you have the move. Starts off fairly neutral, then kicks into a pretty nice trend up. So you had basically consolidation move 1, consolidation move 2, and that was it. After that move, it sold off. If you took the short position, worked out really well. And then you have the kind of swinging movement after that. These are the stock opportunities we want. We want stocks to just move around. So as long as we know the stock is moving in a considerable range, our strategies of following the trend and using our tools and methodology work out pretty well. So those of you in the coaching room, hopefully you were able to take advantage of that. All right, next up is, good morning. Next up is Tesla, TSLA. Now, Tesla, at the beginning of yesterday's session, pretty choppy, not very smooth, but then breaks into a nice trend, pauses for a second, moves up again, then neutral, and then sells off, right? These are very exploitable moves, so this would have been a nice opportunity to take advantage of, and some did. So good job for those who did take advantage of that. Okay. Next up is eBay, another stock that was identified fairly early in the session. EBAY, not before the open, but pretty early in the session. And as you can see, starts the day off consolidating, then breaks out, pause, moves up, pulls back, etc. So nice moves there. Okay. It hit a few major targets. It hit targets number 1 and 2, just like Baidu. So good opportunity there. Next up is Fifth Third Bank, which I didn't identify early enough, unfortunately. So I did miss a good portion of the move here, but Fifth Third Bank basically had a move where if you caught it right around here, or at least on the pullback there, there was the opportunity to potentially profit. So pause there, resumption of the trend. Then after that, you had a nice rebound move there from 26.40 up to 27.15. So pretty good size move, and then a sharp sell-off here, which is also exploitable, then a rebound. So again, movement. So lots of opportunity there. Then we had EMPH, which moved too quickly and didn't continue after. So I did not catch the move. Some of you in the room might have, but I didn't see this until it was too late. But it did have some nice swinging moves later. So you had a nice move down there, and a nice move up there, and a nice move down. So there were some periods where there might have been some opportunity to exploit as well. Okay, we had Cisco Systems, another great mover. Okay, not the fastest, but very consistently going up, right? So throughout the day, you had some slow grinding moves up for Cisco that were exploitable. I wouldn't say it was a massive move up. If you caught it early enough, or at least you caught it at the right place and time, the movements were substantial enough to exploit, but they're not massive moves. Okay. Google was not so consistent, but possibly something that could have been exploited at the beginning of the day. You can clearly see, well, that's not the beginning, sorry. At the beginning of the day, it was pretty crazy. And then after that, broke into a nice trend up. That's where you had the opportunity to exploit the stock. And then you had a nice move down there. But until then, pretty choppy open without much direction. All right, PAAS did show up on the radar, but did not show up as far as performance. Could not get into a good trend, so not much there. PayPal, on the other hand, this one I actually walked some of you through. I didn't get into this. Well, we had a nice swing up here, then a nice downtrend there. We caught the rebound here. I was walking some of you in the coaching room. I walked you through a trade where we found support based on some of the tools that we use, and then look for a rally, which then occurred here. Then after that, it did continue to rally. Maybe an hour or so after. So this one, of course, I was doing a full walkthrough. So for those of you who were there, you saw that, and then afterwards, there was a later move that was exploitable as well. Okay, so not too bad. This would have been the best move, of course, the short sale opportunity there. Clear breakdown, sell off down to a support area. Perfect trade, pretty much. PACW, although it's been moving a lot recently, this is a banking stock. Yesterday, its only real opportunity was to sell off here. So if you caught that, great. Otherwise, didn't really do too much. All right. So some great movers yesterday. Lots of opportunity. There are lots of stocks I haven't even mentioned. So there were too many to count yesterday. So definitely a good day for finding opportunities, in my opinion. All right. So let's take a look at what's moving pre-market. All right. Not a lot of symbols on the pre-market scan today. So here's all that I see. Firstly, let's keep in mind what's going on with the market overall. So here's Nasdaq. As you can see, Nasdaq is up. So this is the pattern that we might see with other stocks, since the Nasdaq, of course, represents the entire market. So let's take a look. Any stocks that look like that basically are doing exactly uh, what the overall market is doing. So here's Tesla, and as you can see, it's basically copying what the overall market is doing. Nothing special. Okay. Hold on for 1 second, guys. All right, so Tesla not doing anything special. SELB moving. Let me see what the volume looks like on that. Okay, 2.4 million shares, up 11.72%. Okay. I mean, it's active enough. We might want to take a look at it. So we will. I'll add that to our radar for today. All right. PACW active again. It looks a little more bullish than the rest of the market. So I have a strong suspicion that this stock is going to become a meme stock. What I mean by that is, I just, based on the way it's trading, I get the impression that some of these banking stocks, like this one, are going to become meme stocks where people are going to be pushing them. Now, we first have to see what type of short interest comes in to play. But I have to believe there are going to be a lot of hedge funds betting against banking stocks or if they haven't been already, which of course makes it prime real estate for the Reddit crowd and the stock twits crowd to look for. So you heard it here first. I do think that you're going to see a lot of these banking stocks become meme stocks, meaning that you're going to see people swooping in to try to push their stock prices up artificially. Now, of course, if the bank goes under, doesn't matter what the pump and dump guys do. If the bank goes out of business, its stock disappears. It ceases to exist, like SVB. So if they start to buy into that, once the stock goes bankrupt, the shares basically become valueless. So, or nearly valueless. So, in short, depending on the bailout, but it's never going to be at par value. So, in short, that would be a dangerous game to play. But most of the people who get into this stuff don't know enough about the market anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, QNCX. Let's see. So I will add PACW to our list. QNCW or CX. Where'd it go? Sorry. Maybe. It looks like we got 6.2 million shares, up 49.71%. Sure. Looks like we got an opportunity there. Okay, so we got some opportunities. All right. So, yeah, looks like we got some potential opportunities there. So, unless you guys see anything else, I don't. But unless you see anything else, that's all we got for today. So, we're going to continue to expect the markets to be pretty volatile. They're not necessarily going to be choppy, but volatile. Lots of swings in price up and down as everyone prepares for the Fed decision tomorrow, what they're going to do with interest rates. Now, it is critical. If they raise rates and they don't suggest that they're going to change their process of continuing to raise rates, that should be devastating for the markets. Now, we may not see the reaction right away, but we'll gradually start to see it if they do that. So, expectation is if they suggest that they're going to keep raising rates, especially if they do, then that's going to trigger a bigger sell-off that will take place over time. However, if they pause, that should actually bolster the markets to believe that the Fed is responding in a way that they're going to start to look to lower rates, which is what the markets are hoping for. So we'll see. We don't know what they're going to do, but based on their decision, that's going to have a massive impact on the market, much more than we've seen previously. All right, so if anyone's here who's not part of our program, be sure to check out fundertrading.com, our website, and learn more about how we fund traders. Otherwise, for everyone else, I'm going to join you in the coaching room in about 6 minutes. Well, more like 10 minutes, and then we'll go from there, okay? Thanks, folks. Have a good one.